Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Enzo, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Enzo's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give while we're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Enzo has been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we will be sure to show you how to properly put that collar on and use it during your one-on-one lesson. Now Enzo is seated very nicely on Fred's left-hand side, which is where all of our obedience training takes place. The first command that they're going to go ahead and demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Enzo take off doing that now, and the command you're going to give is Enzo heel, and you're simply going to start walking, and Enzo should follow in line, walking nicely on your left-hand side, not lagging behind so that you have to pull him on the leash, nor should he be lunging ahead and pulling you on the leash. Also incorporated into our heeling exercise is an automatic sit, so anytime that you're out walking with Enzo and you stop, Enzo should sit nicely right there at your left heel position. Very nicely done. Good boy. Such big feet. The next command they're going to demonstrate for you is the stay command, and the stay command is both a hand and a voice command. You're going to use the open flat of your left palm an inch or so in front of his muzzle and the one-word command to stay. Then walk out to the end of your training leash. Now Enzo should remain seated in this position throughout the entire command. This is a great command. Now he goes to lay down. So the easiest way to fix that is heel him out of the down position. Heel him so that you have to have him sit again, and repeat the command. It's important to follow through. He must follow through from beginning to end. Now when you're practicing at home, you want to start at 1 minute and increase Enzo's ability to sit and stay for longer periods of time by increasing your intervals, working up to a total time of 3 minutes. Practice this one frequently throughout your day to increase Enzo's ability to sit stay for longer periods of time. Fred returns back by walking all the way around him and behind him as an added distraction. Enzo did a fabulous job that time remaining seated, and you're going to demonstrate that again. You saw that Fred gave him a little pet on the head there when he returned back. It is important to use lots of praise and positive reinforcement when working Enzo through his commands. If he's doing the correct thing, let him know that by either verbally praising him or giving him a physical pet. Will help keep him motivated, so Fred's leaving him in another sit-stay where he must remain seated. And then this time they'll demonstrate the recall or the come on command. For this command, you're going to use Enzo's name to call him in.
Enzo, come.
He should come in. Enzo should sit nicely. Good boy.
Enzo, heel.
Heel him around the back of you, returning to your left-hand side where he again sits nicely, waiting for his next command. And they're going to demonstrate that again. Leave him in a sit-stay. Let him sit there for a second to build up his ability to sit and stay for longer periods of time.
Enzo, come.
Pull him in. When he comes in, be sure he sits. Good boy. Good boy. Now when Enzo first comes home, make sure that you're generalizing your commands throughout your day and practicing throughout your day. And you want to make sure you're doing that both indoors as well as outdoors. And at first you want to pick an area with no distractions, so that way you can build up the bond between Enzo and yourself transitioning back home and following through with his commands. The next command they're going to demonstrate is the down from a heel position. Again, you're going to use the open flat of your left palm, but this time straight down towards the ground, and the one-word command to down.
No.
Fred just told him no and repeated the command because he wasn't going all the way down. And then he saw he followed through. Leave him in a stay command and walk out to the end of the leash. For the long down stay, again, practice this one frequently throughout the day to help build up his ability to down stay for longer periods of time. With this command, you work starting at 3 minutes and work your time intervals working up to 5 minutes. Fred returns back, walking all the way around. Once again. Good job, Enzo. So again, make sure you work your commands indoors and outdoors. You want to work in an area with no distractions at first and slowly increase your amount of distractions into your training sessions. And you also want to make sure, at least for the first 2 to 4 weeks that he's home, complete a formal obedience session every day, about 10 to 15 minutes, to work him through his commands. So Fred demonstrates that down command again. The down stay. This time they'll demonstrate that recall or come on command where Enzo has to get up and come in and sit. Nicely done. So this last command that they're healing in position for is your down from a distance command. For this command, you leave him in a sit stay out to the end of the leash. Use your right hand to give the down command from the end of the leash.
No.
Good boy. Fred returns back. Great job, Enzo. Now during Enzo's stay here, we've worked up his ability to sit and stay
Stay.
from a greater distance. So Fred's going to leave him in a stay and drop the leash. Now this is something that you definitely can practice at home, but at first you want to make sure that he's completing his sit stays for you 100% of the time on the leash while you still have the leash in your hand, and slowly you can drop the leash and increase your amount of distance, so eventually you may be able to walk out of the room and leave him in a sit stay, but you want to be able to build up to that.
No. Down.
Fred's going to put him in a down now and demonstrate the same thing. You can see Enzo watching Fred as he walks around the room. He's very focused on his trainer. Good boy. We've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Enzo has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Enzo, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.